There's a traitor inside you, and the scariest part? It wears your face.
David was a young Christian man who genuinely loved the Lord, but he was silently battling pornography. He had tried everything to break free from this habit, but no matter how hard he fought, he kept returning to it. His prayer life dwindled. He couldn't even study the word properly. Fighting with guilt was a constant battle. Finally, having had enough, weary and broken, he went before God in prayer and fasting.
Lord, I can't go on like this. Please deliver me.
He didn't understand why a born-again believer who genuinely loved the Lord and desired to live for Him was still struggling with such sin. He remembered a sermon he had heard that said, "A born-again believer has been delivered from the power of sin." But if that was true, why did sin still seem so powerful? Why couldn't he break free? In the silence that followed his cries, his spirit pressed for answers, probing and questioning. Then he heard it. Soft, clear, yet piercing.
Kill the traitor within.
Confused, he looked around his apartment.
Lord,
He whispered.
I live alone. There's no one else here. What traitor?
And then God answered,
I'm not talking about someone else. I'm talking about you. There's a traitor within you.
Sensing his confusion, the Lord revealed.
Your flesh. Your flesh is the traitor within.
But what does my flesh have to do with this?
He asked, still not understanding. Then the Lord spoke, with both clarity and weight.
Your flesh is where your sin nature dwells. A broken part of you passed down since the fall. When the first man disobeyed in the garden, sin entered humanity, like a spiritual mutation passed down through the human race. Since then, every heart has carried that trait, a nature that resists me, rebels, and hungers for its own way. It's the part of you that still craves what I've called you to leave behind. It chooses I will over my will, deception over truth, and pleasure over purpose. It whispers lies that sound like your own thoughts, convincing you to delay, to doubt, to disobey. It resists prayer, avoids my word, and flirts with compromise. And the most dangerous part? This enemy doesn't attack from the outside. It wears your face, echoes your thoughts, hides in the shadows of your heart, infiltrates your desires. And even though it lives within, it is not for you. It is a traitor, seeking to drag you to hell. Yet it won't even go with you. Yes, I have made your spirit alive in me, but your sin nature still fights to stay alive.
David sat in stunned silence as truth washed over him like a flood.
So this traitor wants to take me to hell but won't even go with me?
Righteous anger rose in him.
Lord, what can I do? How do I kill this traitor? How do I win this battle against pornography, against addictions, against lust, against sin? How do I win this war of consecration?
The Lord replied,
There is only one way. You don't win this battle by clashing swords. On the contrary, you win this battle by falling on your sword.
David's heart skipped. That phrase, he'd heard it before. Suddenly, a scripture came to mind. 1 Samuel 31:5, when King Saul, surrounded by enemies, fell on his sword rather than be captured.
Lord, are you telling me to kill myself?
David asked. A gentle chuckle broke through the silence.
No, my son.
The Lord said.
What then does it mean to fall on my sword?
He inquired.
To fall on your sword truly is to die, much like what happens in the natural. But in this case, it kills not your life, but the traitor within. It kills the flesh. This sword is my word. Every time you obey my word, you pierce the traitor within, not to end your life, but to end your rebellion. My word subdues and mortifies evil desires and blasphemous thoughts as they rise within, and answers unbelief and error as they assault from without. Falling on your sword is absolute obedience to my word. It's saying no to what feels good so you can say yes to what is God. It's choosing obedience when everything in you screams for gratification. It's your Gethsemane, where you say, "Not my will, but yours," even when sweat turns to blood, because sin only has power where flesh still lives, because the flesh is the magnet of sin. Just as metals are drawn to a magnet, so is the flesh drawn to sin, to everything that opposes God. But if the flesh dies, sin loses its pull. Just as a magnet that has lost its charge cannot attract anything, so it is with the flesh when it dies. Temptation loses its grip, and when the flesh dies, it does not die alone. It dies with all its children: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, strife, jealousy, anger, pride, envy, lust, pornography, masturbation, perversion. They all die with it. But here's the challenge. The flesh doesn't die once. It must die daily. And the only way to keep it dead every day is to tip the scales.
Tip the scales? What does that even mean, Lord?
David asked, and the Lord, ever patient, answered him,
Son, the battle between flesh and spirit is a scale that tips daily, and whatever you feed the most wins. Feed your flesh through lust, distraction, indulgence, and it will rise. Feed your spirit through my word, worship, obedience, and it will rule.
The vision opened before him. He saw two sides of an ancient balance scale. One side held the cravings of the flesh, pride, offense, laziness, secret lusts. The other side held sacred things, scripture, prayer, fasting, stillness before God. The flesh looked heavier, bloated from years of being fed. The Lord whispered again,
You cannot silence the traitor within while feeding him strength. Starve him. Let my word be your sword and your bread.
He began to see it clearly now. Every compromise, every moment of just one more, every scroll past conviction, every delay in prayer was like tossing weights onto the wrong side of the scale. On the other side, every yes to the Spirit, every whispered prayer in weakness, every turning away from temptation, every moment in the Word tipped the scale. Not by might, not by guilt, but by discipline, devotion, death to self. The Lord continued,
If you would walk in freedom, you must choose my side of the scale daily. Lay the sword of my word across the neck of your flesh every morning. Let it bleed out on the altar of obedience, not once, not twice, but until the war becomes a whisper, and the whisper becomes worship.
He wept, not because it was hard, but because he had finally understood that there is no resurrection without a grave, no crown without a cross, no glory without surrender, no lasting victory without daily death. So now I challenge you to this question. Which side will you feed? Because the flesh doesn't starve itself, the traitor won't surrender willingly, and the scale never stops tipping. And if you want to walk in freedom, if you want to kill what keeps killing you, then every day fall on your sword, tip the scale, and let the traitor die. But remember,
freedom is not a one-time miracle. It's a daily decision. Even if you fed the wrong side for years, it's not too late to tip the scale, one surrendered step at a time. Freedom begins today.